Let us start Faraday's law of induction. In last session we have discussed about this. Once again we will revise this and shift to the next heading. What is Faraday's law of induction, or what is electromagnetic induction? This Faraday's law of induction gives idea about induced current. Induced current means generation of current, how the current generate. What is electromagnetic induction? On the basis of electricity, magnetism, means on the basis of electromagnetism we can induce the current. This is called as electromagnetic induction. On the basis of electromagnet we can induces the current, we can generate the current. That is called as electromagnetic induction. As I discuss this diagram, let us see the concept behind this. So this is a magnet. We may take either electromagnet or a bar magnet. Whenever this magnet is moved with respect to coil, either away or toward, whenever this magnet is moved from this coil away or toward, then what happens? These magnetic lines will change. For example, now here the three lines are passing through the coil. If you move this magnet away, then what happens? Only one line may pass through the coil and two lines will diverge. It means this number of magnetic lines passing through the coil, number of magnetic lines cutting the coil are changing. Whenever the number of magnetic lines which cuts the coil are changing, then it is found that the current induces in the coil. This is the concept behind the electromagnetic induction. I can also explain the same phenomenon like this. Faraday's in Fleming's left hand rule, we have studied that if we place a current carrying conductor in the magnetic field, then on current carrying conductor there is the force, means force acting on the conductor carrying the current placed in the magnetic field. On this the scientists thought there is some relation between the current carrying conductor, magnetic field and the force. So scientists thought if we provide now the force and the magnetic field, is it the generation of the current? In Fleming's left hand rule we got the output as force, we have provided the input as the current and the field, we got the output as a force. In modification, that is in the Fleming's right hand rule, we are going to study the reverse of this. Now we are providing the force and the field, can we get the current? So it is given by further in the right hand thumb rule. So in this case we are reversing the situation. In earlier case we converted the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Now we are trying to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. That is the concept of generator. But the basic of that generator is this electromagnetic induction. So what is electromagnetic induction? By any means, if the magnetic lines are changing, either the coil is moving or magnet is moving, or by changing the current which is flowing through this electromagnet, if you vary the current in the electromagnet, then what will happen? The magnetic field will vary. If the magnetic field varies, then the current induces in the coil. That is the concept of electromagnetic induction. See, there are the three ways of inducing the current in the coil. Either moving the magnet with respect to coil, or moving the coil with respect to magnet. Means magnet is kept at rest, magnet is kept stationary and coil is moved, or coil is kept stationary and magnet is moved. These are the two possibilities. Or by changing the current in the electromagnet, here the magnetic field can be varied. As the magnetic field is varied, then it is found that the current induces in this coil, current generates in this coil, and that is detected by the galvanometer. So that is the generation of the current, and that generated current is called as the induced current. So let us see the definition or the statement of this Faraday's law of induction or electromagnetic induction. This is also one important heading. Student, you have to learn this electromagnetic induction. If a conductor is moving, conductor means this coil. If a conductor is moving in a magnetic field, if a conductor is moving in a magnetic field or magnetic field around a stationary conductor, if this coil kept stationary, or if magnetic field around a stationary conductor is changing, then electric current is produced in the conductor. So electric current is produced in the conductor. Conductor means this coil. This process of inducing the current is called electromagnetic induction. So here we found that the current induces in this conductor. Here the conductor is taken in one particular shape such that its two ends are connected to the galvanometer. This process of inducing current is called electromagnetic induction. The current induced in coil is called induced current. The current induced in the coil is called induced current. So this is the statement of electromagnetic induction. Now see the next part, Fleming's right hand rule. So before studying the Fleming's right hand rule, the student, you can make some activity. You stretch the first three fingers of right hand now, like we have studied Fleming's left hand. So now stretch the first three finger of right hand as shown in the diagram, and further read this statement, learn this statement. Here it is the reverse case. Now here we are providing the input as the force and the field. We will get the output as the induced current. If you want, you write on your these three fingers of the hand such that on middle finger you write here current word. Write here current word. Here you may write the word like field. Here you write field. Here the current. And on your right hand thumb you write the motion. So thumb gives the direction of motion of a conductor. Index finger shows the direction of magnetic field, and this middle finger shows the direction of current. So here it is similar to the left hand rule, but Fleming's left hand rule is used whenever the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Here this is about the induced current. Induced current means generation of the current. So for generation of the current, we are using the Fleming's right hand rule. I will once again repeat, Fleming's left hand rule for electric motor and Fleming's right hand rule for the electric generator. So statement is similar to the Fleming's left hand. If thumb, index finger and middle finger of right hand are stretched perpendicular to each other. If thumb, index finger and middle finger of right hand are stretched perpendicular to each other, the thumb indicates the direction of motion of conductor. The thumb indicates the direction of motion of conductor. Index finger the direction of magnetic field, and middle finger direction of induced current. So if we stretch the first three fingers of the right hand, if thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor, index finger shows the direction of magnetic field, then the middle finger of right hand shows the direction of induced current. This is all about the Fleming's right hand rule. So what is the difference between direct current and alternating current? You know various sources of electrical energy such as battery. So battery is a DC source, that is called as a direct current, and whatever the electricity which we are using for the bulb, fan, so household electrical energy, electrical electricity, that is the alternating current. So the DC means direct current, AC means alternating current. Let us study in detail about what is meant by DC and the AC. So this is the diagram, this is the graph of the direct current. So with respect to time, the direct current is unidirectional. It is not fluctuating. So this is the direct current. So at any instant, the value of current remains same. That is direct current. What is alternating current? In alternating current, with respect to time, here the value of the current continuously changes. It varies from positive to negative through 0. Means it varies from 0 to the maximum value of positive, again positive to 0, then negative side maximum, again 0, again positive side maximum. This is somewhat like to and fro motion. This is like to and fro. So values are maximum to the positive side as well as negative side. So what is direct current and alternating current? The magnitude and direction of direct current is constant. The magnitude and direction of direct current is constant, whereas the magnitude and direction of alternating current reverses periodically. Here magnitude is also changing and also the direction is changing, for example from positive to negative. So in DC, magnitude and direction of current is constant. In AC, the magnitude and direction of alternating current reverses periodically. Now second differentiating point, for DC it is non-oscillating current. It is non-oscillating current. It is oscillating current. It is oscillating current. Means it is to the positive side, negative side, again positive side, again negative side. The DC current is unidirectional. It is unidirectional current. The alternating current is bidirectional. Bidirectional means in circuit it flows in first case, suppose in clockwise direction, after some time readily it will flows in anti-clockwise direction. In first case, if it flows in clockwise direction, in second case it will flows in anti-clockwise direction. The alternating current is bidirectional current. Direct current is unidirectional. The frequency of DC current is 0. Always the frequency of DC current is 0. The frequency of AC current is 50 Hz in India and is different for different countries. So in India, the frequency of alternating current is 50 Hz. It means per second we observe such 100 positive and negative parts. We observe per second 100 positive and negative parts. This one positive and one negative is called as one cycle. So per second we observe such 50 cycles. 50 cycles means 50 positive half and 50 negative half. Remember, this is Hertz unit. You have studied this in sound. Hertz means the unit of frequency. It is per second. Vibrations per second, oscillations per second. So per second we observe the 50 cycles. 50 cycles means one positive and negative forms one cycle. So we observe such 50 cycles per second. It is not used on large scale for domestic purpose. So DC current is not used on large scale for domestic purpose. It is not used on the large scale. It is used for the special applications. Whereas AC is used on large scale for domestic purpose. So for your household usage, we are using the alternating current. Alternating current having the minimum loss of current in the AC, whereas in direct current there might be chances of more loss of energy such as the batteries and all those, but whenever huge electric power is required, we cannot use the AC, we have to use the DC. For example, in subways, for the lift, the DCs are used, whereas for household usage, the ACs are used.